The houseboat beneath the willow moon. Good evening. There is a lake you won't find on any map. It hides behind a curtain of willow trees, the water still and smooth as glass. Most nights it's empty, but sometimes when the moon rises low and round, something appears. A houseboat. It isn't large. The paint is worn and faded, and the roof is patched in places, but every window glows with a soft golden light, and wind chimes hang from the awning, ringing quietly in the still air. The locals call it the houseboat beneath the willow moon. They say it doesn't have an anchor. It appears when someone needs it and slips away when morning comes. Inside lives an old woman named Susan. Her hair is silver and tied loosely, her voice low and steady, like the gentle rock of the boat itself. She moves quietly, as if she spent her life among sleeping guests. One night, a man named Theo found the boat. He'd been weighed down by too many sleepless nights. On this night, he wandered to the lake, drawn by the pale light of the willow moon. The boat was there, waiting. Susan greeted him with a smile and said, "Come in, you look tired." Inside, the air smelled of chamomile and honey. Shelves lined the walls, filled with books worn from years of reading. A kettle steamed on the stove. Susan poured him tea without asking how he liked it. Somehow it was perfect. They didn't talk much. Theo sat by the window, cradling his cup, watching the moonlight ripple on the water. The boat rocked gently, the sound of water brushing its sides with a slow, steady rhythm. When his eyes began to close, Susan led him to a small cabin at the back. The bed was soft, the sheets faintly scented with cedar. Through the round window above the pillow, the willow moon hung low, framed by trailing branches. Theo lay down. The water lapped at the boat. Susan pulled a blanket over him, and he drifted into the deepest sleep he'd had in years. When morning came, Theo woke to sunlight spilling across the bed. The boat was still tied to the bank, but Susan was gone. By the time he stepped onto the shore and turned back, the boat had vanished into the mist. Theo never found it again. But sometimes on quiet nights, he swears he can hear wind chimes faintly across the water. And he knows the houseboat is still out there, carrying someone else into the gentlest sleep they've ever known. Good night from SlumberNest.